already?
Are you?
I don't feel comfortable. I'm not.
Me either. This setup feels weird, bro.
Whatever, dude. We're just gonna roll with it. Can you guys see my bulge?
Is that what you're going for?
I'll hide it. All right. Welcome back, guys, to another. Hold up. No, I got the giggles now.
Damn. Thought you were saying because of the noise of the TV.
Nah, we'll just ignore that.
All I heard.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of A-Town Talk, the #1 podcast in Anthony, Texas.
The only
one. Hang on, let's try that one again. The #1 podcast in Anthony, Texas.
The only?
We got a soundboard. We got a soundboard today. I have automatic auto-tune, dude. My voice pitches. We're doing the boys only episode. So today I'm joined by Raleigh and the #1 producer, Sal. It's just us. We have no guests. We've ran out of guests. Nobody else wants to be on the pod, so it's just us now. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll give you guys one of these. We're also trying out some new equipment. We have the Rodecaster Pro 2. We've actually had this since the beginning of the year, but we haven't used it on any of the pods, and we decided to bust it out today. So we're going to be doing a lot of effects and then some voice changes, like this one. Oh, yeah. This one sucks. I like this one. Where's the good one?
This one. Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyways, so what's up, guys? We haven't done one of these in a while.
It has been a while, man. When we go back to
The end of December now?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost
Just before
2
New
months,
Year.
3 months, almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's been a while.
Dude, that's a long time.
It is. It kind of feels weird being back here.
Bro, I haven't been here.
I know. I live here and haven't even been here.
It feels weird, or does it feel good to be back? Because shit, man. I think it's been too long, man. Should probably pop one of these a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had talked about doing a Bros Only episode, but we just haven't gotten around. We've been busy. We've been busy the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of stuff. But yeah, I guess it does feel good to be back in a way. But I don't know. I've been so used to going out and shooting stuff that this just feels simple and not complex anymore. But it's nice. I like it, and it doesn't take a long time to set up. We didn't do all the fancy lights that we used to do.
Oh yeah, man. What happened?
Simple. Simple.
It's season 2.
It's season 2, man. We're keeping it real. We did some really, like, what's the word? Complex episodes. I feel like the last 2, with the Sheepdog Brewery and the Glias episode, we put a lot of time into those. So it feels good to scale back a bit.
Oh, don't forget about the pod episode. That
the mega pod. Oh,
that one
yeah.
probably took more time.
Yeah, that was a whole month of shooting those 3.
But it was good, man. Like the experience, the kind of bond that was built, and then even, the connections we made with, the community, with the brewery, with, the coffee shop. Many more to come. So
yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I personally like doing that style of podcast, or I don't even know what would you call that. Like, did we just come up with like a new style for it? Like it's
Well, I think we kind of teetered on the, what is it, docu-series type with the pod side, but then kind of branched off into maybe something different
like a
with the
hybrid.
other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice hybrid of it.
But I do enjoy seeing, how things work behind the scenes, like the brewery was a great one to kind of get back there and see, how he puts it together. And then hearing his story like that, I think that was awesome too.
Yeah, no, definitely. It even helps with like the interview portion when we sit down and talk to the guests, when we have that like that behind the scenes experience with them, and we get to follow them around and I guess build a relationship because it's not so sudden.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of get familiar with it, right? So it gives us an opportunity to ask better questions, I think, because when you don't know what it's like it's harder to come up with the questions. We kind of have an idea, but then once we see that experience, it's like, oh shit, like now I'm more interested in this part, and then we can take it that way.
I mean, we barely started season 2, so I feel like we can't even say what's been your favorite part. But have you had any like moments where you're like, oh shit, this is really badass?
From
Any?
watching the episode, or are you talking like putting it together?
I guess both.
I tell you, those drone fucking shots,
Yeah, the drone shots make a difference.
dude. Those have been they're fun to film, and still, getting the controls down, but just seeing that put into the video and how you make it, kind of go in and out cuts, it looks awesome. But being a part of that and seeing it from different angles, it's pretty cool to put together and then get ideas about it. But I think just enjoying the experience and learning about something that I had no clue before, with a brewery, like just go and order a beer, but to be able to see how it was put together. And then with the pod, like seeing what we do and then how they do it. And then, just kind of sharing ideas and thoughts. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah. What about you, Relly?
I don't know. I mean, you guys are doing a tremendous fucking work, dude, behind the scenes. Everything else. I mean, I'm just showing up still to this day. But like you guys are putting in the fucking work. You guys are doing amazing, dude. Like the quality and the video stuff is just way 10 times, fucking 100 times better than where we started at. Well, where you guys started at, really, You guys are taking this new challenge of this business that you guys started and are fucking rolling with it, So I think you guys are doing great. And you still got more to go, dude. Because you guys still learning new tricks and getting new equipment and shit. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's only up from here for real.
It does feel like the pod is in another evolution, right? Like, so it started off with like me and Booby. It was like the Johnny and Booby era, and that lasted for a couple of episodes. And then like the Gym Bros was like another era of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're like in another era where I don't know what to call it. I guess the hybrid era.
Well, like when you watch one of those new series that comes out on TV,
Yeah.
and like the pilot episodes, all of a sudden, like the real season starts, and it's a different character playing that role. It's like we're filling in and just kind of swapping characters, but still having the same, role.
Dude, it's
That's
like all the changes throughout the co-hosts and stuff. It's like a new season.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're really on like a season 3 right now, really.
I don't even know what it is anymore though, but like I feel like it's more than that.
I mean, it's growth, I guess. It's just evolution. Like it's been evolving. But I think at the core, we're still A-Town. We're still keeping that. There's still something there that makes us us. I don't know exactly what it is.
It's you, man.
I guess it is me. The only thing that's been
Your consistency.
Yeah.
It's got to be the voice, right?
It's the voice.
So finally, I get to defend myself.
Oh yeah.
In the whole voice conspiracy here.
All right, hang on, do it.
I don't think that's gonna be fair, man. Come on.
Do the other voice where it's anonymous type shit.
Which from this?
Let's go back. This. And then just blur his face out.
It's like witness protection.
But yeah, man, I've heard already in a couple episodes you going off on
Yeah.
Cell hates my voice.
You hate my voice, dude.
And it's not so much the voice as to the face. So when I hear
Fix
the
it.
voice, it reminds me of the face. And so, but no, man, it's like, I hear it. So to me, it's just normal, you know? And I think for me, I think Morgan Freeman, Matthew McConaughey, like you hear those commercials and shit that they put together.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I guess, my thought of it is like, oh, those would be the voices that I go for.
And you don't have it.
But again, because I hear it day in, day out, it's not as impactful. But I do like it, man. Like I think you did a great job. The first episode was like the intro.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking nailed that one, man. So
Even that little Rio Grande little clip you posted,
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of nice.
that's what inspired that, because, well, for one, I just wanted to fuck around and try a voiceover, because I've never done a voiceover. So I figured out how to do it, and I'm like, I'm gonna try it out. And we had that drone footage, and you know that footage that we put together, it was just stuff that we were just fucking around with the drone. Like we just said, like, let's go shoot some stuff. So once I posted it, and I just like chat GPT facts about Rio Grande and posted, and people really liked it. And I guess that got to my head where, like, man, people like my voice. Somebody said it was like soothing to listen to, and that they can listen to it all day. And I was like, all right, let's do more
Go,
of it.
man. You should get into audiobooks.
Should.
Just read out some books.
I'm dyslexic,
real,
so I can't
dude.
read though. Someone has to like whisper it into my ear, and then I have to repeat it because I can't read. That's the only way.
Just gonna be like, what?
Huh? But yeah, no, it's fun, and it's kind of hard to do voiceovers, to be honest, because what I do is I have a setup. So I have a mic, and then I have like a little stand for my phone, and I have whatever I'm reading. But even that is a little challenging, because sometimes like I get my words twisted, and I have to remember to like to breathe in between each sentence, and not to like. And when I do breathe, and one of them, I was breathing too hard into the mic, so you can hear like a. it was too much.
Gives it a different feel,
Yeah,
different genre.
yeah. Sounds like I just finished watching Cops or something. You didn't get that reference?
I didn't
Yeah.
get that reference.
He gets
But
that
he
reference.
gets it.
I get it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's from Step Brothers.
It's like,
Oh,
you
okay.
lied. Cops didn't start till 12.
What is it? He like his mom leaves and he starts jerking off, or is that the part?
Nah, it's like he fucks around with the drum set.
Oh yeah.
And he just like, he's there just watching, like laying down on the couch watching Cops and shit. And then fucking that fool walks in. And he's just like, whatever. Then he goes up to his fucking room and comes down. He's like, you touched my drum set? It's like, no, I didn't touch your drum set. That's funny. Put my nuts on your drum set.
It's pretty funny. You guys had to watch the movie to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been cool. Been digging the pod. I'm excited to see what else we can come up with, and the guests that we bring on in the future. We have a couple already in the works, somewhat, but we just needed a little bit of time to execute. So that's why we're doing this Bros Only episode. But yeah, we do have some topics that Sal came up with. But before that, I wanted to talk about our little adventure the other day, Raleigh.
Oh, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah,
I just remembered.
yeah, that was pretty fun. Do you wanna explain it?
I can try my best.
Okay, you got this.
So originally, we went off just to get some. Johnny went to go get some fucking B-roll because I just fucking watched him with like a dog on a fucking leash. Take B-roll and take videos of Glea's coffee shop, right?
Yeah, the courthouse location.
The courthouse location, and Johnny wanted to go have a drink, and we are gonna go to one bar, but it was closed. So we just kept walking because we were gonna go to International.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, we saw the. I'm gonna butcher this fucking. It's
Luchis or what is it?
Luchis.
Luchis?
I still can't pronounce it. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
And but anyways, like, I didn't even know that store was there. I knew there was one in El Paso, but I didn't know it was there. And just went about that store, and the fucking salesman that greeted us and stuff was fucking dope as fuck, friendly as fuck. Gave us a lot of information about
Chris?
the boots. Yeah.
Shout out Chris.
Yeah. It's me. Yeah, give us information about the boots and like a little bit of the history of the boot brand. And all those boots are made in El Paso, which is kind of nice. And just Johnny was like, "Oh, let me get some pictures of whatever the boots at there on one fucking wall," because we were just in that little spot. And just talking to him, he's like, it's like, "Yeah, let me show you guys." And then he opens this fucking door, and then ends up leading to a back room with the fucking bar.
Which we'll pause here. I was thinking back, dude, and that's kind of sketchy.
Or what?
Like if the situation was different, like I don't know. I was thinking like if we were like girls and we would have been in that same situation and some guy pushes a button and a trap door opens and he's like, "Hey, come this way."
Rape.
Right? Like it's sketchy.
I mean, in that sense, yeah, because I mean, it's like not something they're like, "Oh, fucking like, come check this bar out" or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess I don't know. But I mean, that experience was like kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, but we didn't question it. We just followed this guy
honestly
through the secret door.
Yeah, that was dope. And all they serve is tequila-based drinks. That is all. And it's what they explained to us. It's they have a little bar area, but you could only have like their mixed cocktails there. And if you get a table, you technically have to get a reservation for it. And at that point, it's like you're sampling different tequilas. So you get a flight of tequilas, a different brands and all sorts of shit, different prices and stuff. And it's like they say it's a total of 3 ounces. So I mean, I don't know, it's a good decent amount. But at drinking those, I think you're gonna leave there with a good buzz.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give you a whole lecture on the type of tequila, how it's made, and so forth, history of each of the tequila brands that you're drinking and stuff. What's kind of dope.
Yeah. So it's a speakeasy in a fancy Western store downtown El Paso. But you can get into it. It's not like super private. Like they are keeping it private, but it's not like super top secret. You can make reservations online to go in, but they only do reservations. We just happen to get escorted in there because we had a camera with us, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk about: the power of walking around with the camera. You can get away with so much shit, dude, if you just walk around with the camera. It's crazy. But it was cool, but once we did go into that speakeasy, they did make us put away our phones. Like they give you a little bag.
You don't have to turn it off or anything, but
Yeah,
there's no photography, no phones allowed in there. I mean, you could pull out your phone, but you got to go to the bathroom, and that's that. Like, you're gonna get kicked out if you pull out your phone in the middle of that place.
So what'd you do with the camera?
I just turned it off. Yeah, I thought about maybe just leaving it on, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna be respectful. Like they're being cool. They're letting us in. Like I even put the little lens cap on so they can see that it was off. But it was cool. It was a different experience.
Yeah.
Turns out, well, actually, we met the mayor that same day. The mayor of El Paso. Because it turns out he owns that place, or he's like part owner. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but the mayor has his own tequila brand, and they serve it there.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So it's called
Damn, you should search that shit up first.
I just thought of it right now. El Paso. What is it called? El Paso.
Fuck. I don't know. What do you here? Let me see.
Oh my god, I'm blanking. I thought about it, but anyways, it was pretty cool. And for like a random Monday, we ended up doing that. And it was like 3 p.m. Yeah. We drank some tequila, old fashioned, and then we drank some shots. We did the flights, and then they were talking up this New York Deli place that's also located downtown El Paso. Have you been there? Oh,
Is that the place? No.
yeah, we got the sandwiches, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same place.
Oh.
But this time they were talking up the
Let's just call it Perro Grande.
that's the tequila, but the place is called something else. El Paso Tasting Room.
Yeah, EP tasting room.
EP Tasting Room. So look them up on
Hmm.
Instagram. But they talked up this lamb bowl from this New York Deli place in downtown. So we walked there because we got like a pretty decent little buzz going. So we walked to this New York Deli and then we ordered the lamb bowl, and it was pretty good. Did you end up liking it?
Yeah, I was sketchy about it at first, dude.
Mhm.
Like it looked weird to me, like a bunch of sauce and shit. I don't know what the fuck it was, but
It was
once I
good.
started eating it, it was fucking good.
Yeah, it's good
Good.
stuff.
I mean, and the bartenders from the Speakeasy recommended that place too, so
Mhm.
it was dope.
Yeah,
Total New York vibe.
yeah, it was. It was cool. I like downtown.
I
Sounds
wonder
like fun.
how different that experience would be if it was at night.
Oh,
Like same shit that we did, but at night.
it would have probably been better. Just because like all the lights and stuff, it gives it more of that city. But it was cool that we did it during the day because it just felt like something different, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool places to explore downtown El Paso. But yeah, that was cool. I recommend it. So go check them out.
Good experience.
Mm-hmm.
EP tasting room.
EP Tasting Room. You want to bust out some of your topics, Sal?
Sure, man. You want to start with an easy one?
Yeah, we'll start off easy mode.
All right. So I guess like I'd been thinking a lot about like saving money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always been kind of, trying to, I wouldn't say be frugal, but not overspend for things that I don't have to spend. And so I was thinking about how people order through like Grubhub or Uber Eats. So just kind of want to see your guys' thoughts on that. Like, have you guys actually gone through and placed an order on there?
The only time I've used that shit, what I think Uber Eats it was in New York. And I mean, I don't know, at that point, like, oh, I'm sorry, not New York. Well, I think New York and Miami, honestly. At that point, like, we were fucked up. We are like, kind of don't know the area. Like, it's late as fuck, so we're just, instead of
Yeah.
Ubering to fucking random places, it was easier that way, you know?
Gotcha.
In that sense, you know? But if a day-to-day thing, I think it's a waste of fucking money.
Yeah.
It really is.
I haven't really done it, no. I don't think I've ever done it, actually. Yeah, to me, it just seems like a waste.
Really?
I rather go to the restaurant and eat there.
Yeah, same. I mean, there's one thing like ordering it and then picking it up, you know, but fuck, dude, like going through those fucking apps. I mean, you're already paying like 15, 20 bucks for a meal for one person and another fucking $20 on top of that for a delivery fee.
And then you have to tip, right?
And then the tip, you know, but I fuck, I guess in a way, like, I don't know if you have memberships or something that you just get free delivery, but I don't know if you have to pay for that shit monthly or not.
I don't know. I don't use it. Didn't you say something
Yeah.
about the?
I did. I used it once, but I don't have like a system. I don't even have the app downloaded. It was through Chick-fil-A. And it said, "Oh, free delivery." And I'm thinking, "Oh shit, free. Like just put in my order." But then they hit you with the tip, and I'm like, "Fuck." Like I just got taken. I could have just drove down and picked up my food. Not a big deal.
I mean, I like that the convenience is there, you know, but it's still a fucking waste of money.
Yeah, maybe if I did like a corporate card order, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's go." You know?
Yeah,
But
it's not my money.
But I was thinking, like, what's the target audience? Like, who are they going for, and who uses it more? Like, is it more male? Is it more female? Is it like younger? I imagine younger.
I say younger females.
Really? I was thinking males. for the reason that like women would like cook their own food, you know?
I don't know, but then again, I feel like I guess it depends on the situation, the time and place, you know?
Yeah. Because I think a guy is more likely to be lazy about it. Or now that I'm thinking about it, a guy, because if it was me, I would just probably eat whatever's there at the house, you know? Just like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, but being here that there's not many fucking restaurants here, like I'm craving something, you know? Like you're fucking lazy, you don't want to drive, then by all means you fucking do that. You know, but
Maybe it's like an El Paso thing where it's not so common here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've seen a lot. I know a couple people that actually drive for them. One of our former employees, you know, when he came on for seasonal and then we let him go and then came back in between, he did that. He, you know, deliver food. But I also see a lot of videos where, you know, people are getting upset because they don't get tipped or they don't get tipped well. And, you know, just wild.
That's another thing that I don't like tipping culture. I get it. But now they even have tip like at where was it? Oh, today I went to like the Casares to buy the burritos. And like they asked for a tip there. But like what's the point?
we made that burrito together.
I don't know. I think even like there was another place that does tip, and I was like, why? Why would I tip here? I think the dollar stores ask for tip too.
I don't know, but I guess in the sense it's a way just to give the employees some extra money, you know? Which by means they probably deserve it too, you know, but I
like
don't know, they can't go about it that way, you know?
But if that's the case, then make it everywhere and not just food, because it's usually related to like food places. Do it if you're providing that service.
That's all it is, just
But I think it's a
food.
different type of service. So like it's not making the drink, it's not making the food. It's cleaning up after, you know, you use the table, cleaning the dishes. Like those are the people that I would consider giving a tip to and kind of grew up giving tips to before it started popping up everywhere. And when I see, you know, like maybe at Starbucks, I might throw in, you know, $1 or $2 every now and then, but it's not every day that I tip. And that's just because like if I use their tables, you know, I want to make sure like I'm taking care of them because they're
So
cleaning up after me.
Are you in that sense that it's like Starbucks? Are you tipping indoors or tipping through drive-through?
Indoors.
Indoors. So
Yeah.
realistically, you just wouldn't tip.
I
going
probably
through
wouldn't
the
tip
drive-thru.
going through the drive-through. Yeah.
But if it's like a cleaning fee service thing, why not? Like we work retail, or I used to work retail. We fucking clean more than anybody. We're fucking picking after people, dude.
Well, also like some servers, I don't know if it's still this way, but they make less than minimum wage because they get tips.
Yeah.
And now everybody gets tips, so maybe everybody makes minimum wage. I don't know. But I do see, at least in my eyes, like you deserve something if you're going to clean up after me. Like you're like, you know, I left something for you and you got to come clean it up. But in the aspect of retail, we're getting paid already by the company, in my opinion, to do that.
I don't know. I just don't. I still tip. I don't want to, like, I'm not cheap or anything. I always tip, and I always tip.
You tip
good.
pretty generously. Yeah.
I'm
man.
very generous with my tips.
I gave you my card to pay for China House the other day, and I was like, fuck, this guy's going to leave like a $10 tip on a $10 meal.
Yeah, I'm very generous with my tips, but I think it's pretty dumb. And there's other cultures that don't tip, like especially like in Asia and stuff. It's rude to tip. You're not supposed to tip.
I do avoid places sometimes that ask for tips, like what is it?
The gratuity. When they have like gratuity already.
Yeah, and you know what bothers me too is you have to select the tip before even getting your service, whether it's, you know, making your drink or whatever. I've had, like at Starbucks one time, I waited like 20 minutes and I had already put, you know, I was like, oh, I'm here in the store, you know, chilling at one of the tables, $2, boom. And then like 20, 30 minutes later, I get my drink. They apologized And that's something too. Like if they don't apologize, it's worse. But at least they said, "Hey, sorry, like it took so long." But I had already put in the tip. If I knew I was gonna wait 30 minutes, I probably wouldn't have left the tip. But that happens a lot. Like you have to put in the tip before anything is given to you.
Do you like putting in the tip, Raleigh?
Sometimes
Of course,
when it
the
feels right.
maturity. You gotta love it.
Do you pre-tip?
Not always.
I miss putting in the tip, dude.
But yeah, I mean, think about it. Every place that you go, that's the standard now is you tip before anything happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb. Like in retail, it's like, dude, you just asked me if I needed anything. Most people are gonna say like no. Or like, what's the point where like, oh, who helped you out today? Like, they just put it in the computer and like, boom,
Yeah.
this person. It's not like they get anything extra. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys did that.
Sometimes there's contests and shit.
Yeah,
but
there is like certain incentives, but not really.
Yeah, because I remember when I worked at Doctors back in the day, like they would always ask, "Oh, like who helped you out today?" And like boom, but like nothing ever came out of it,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of pointless, you know.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, it goes all the servers. I mean, like I get it because they're the ones getting paid, but like when you go up and order your own fucking food or you're not getting table service, like tipping is kind of pointless.
What's the biggest tip you've ever given?
Fucking like $20-$30.
Yeah.
And that's just the bar tab, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? Bars, I'm a little more lenient with bars because at a bar you have to put up with a lot of shit, you know.
Yeah.
And it gets really intense sometimes too.
I think there's still the cleaning process, right? Like after you leave, they stick around. They
Oh yeah, for sure. I was a bar back at a bar in the Northeast during COVID. During that time, like my tips were more than my actual fucking check, dude, because I was getting paid like $4 a fucking hour,
Oh shit!
and I'd make like $100 a night. You know,
What were you doing?
I was a bar back, so literally I was just like refilling the fucking fridge with beers, fucking changing the kegs.
Were you wearing like really slutty shorts
Nah,
and like a crop top?
nah.
No. So why were you getting such big tips, dude?
Well, because I would get a portion of whatever the bartenders made.
Oh.
Like if there's like 2 bartenders, like I'd get a portion. Like I don't know. I don't remember exact
So
percentage amount that I'd get, but I mean, on a decent night, I think one night I made close to $200 just on fucking tips.
Damn, that's pretty good.
do you call whether it's a male or female at the bartender position? Are they all called bartenders? Like you would call a waiter and a waitress.
Yeah.
So like I've always told him like the bartress.
The bar trick.
If it's a
Nah, I think
female,
it's just
like it's a bartress.
It's just the bartender.
We got to bring that up. We got to make it. We got to make it.
Barista, I don't know.
out there,
Yeah,
man.
just bartender.
Bartress.
Bartress kind of sounds like
Bart Simpson.
no, it kind of sounds like
That's
like
what I
a,
thought too.
like a whore or something.
Damn,
You
dude.
bartress.
Dude, but I realistically, bartending is a decent fucking living, I guess.
Yeah.
It really is nowadays, or it seems to me, anyways. You know, because I see, fucking, I don't know, dude. I feel like bartenders nowadays are like, either they have one place or they have multiple jobs, man. But they're making money.
Especially I think here. Well, I guess just bars in general are popular, but El Paso, most businesses tend to be like bars, restaurants, or retail. That's like the big main thing where I think most people make their money from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could ever work in that bar scene.
I wouldn't be able to do it again. I mean, at that point, I was already like fucking 30 years old. I was like, fuck no, dude. I'm working full time too, man. I was just fucking killer. Took a toll on my body.
Would you get out really late?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar closes at 2. Like, it was just kind of dead, and I would, depending on how early I started, like, kind of cleaning up a little bit, get out by like 3, dude. But I wasn't getting home till like 4:30 most nights. Well, like, I was a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
Shit.
So like 4:30, it was fucking killer, dude. Because then I'd fucking sleep all day, just wake up just to eat, go to the gym, fucking do it all over again during that time. Thursday and Friday was fucking rough for me just because I worked my 8 to 5, fucking chill for like 30 minutes, maybe if that, then fucking drive to the bar because I had to be there by 6.
What bar were you at?
Back then it was called, I want to say Angry Beaver, but that's a fucking TV show.
Angry Owl?
Nah.
Angry Beavers was a show.
Yeah. The Beaver Dam or something like that, I think.
I don't remember
It
that.
was just in the Northeast, dude. But actually, you know when we went camping that one time?
Like during COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think like the following next couple of days, dude, I went and fucking just like messaged them because I was following them on Instagram at that time.
Uh-huh.
And I just messaged them and like that they're looking for bar backs. And I was like, fucking, they're like, well, come fill out an application or whatever, and fucking got hired on the spot, dude. I worked the next day.
Oh shit. Did they give you any training?
No, dude. Well, yes, I mean, how to change fucking the keg. That's about it, dude. But like, oh, you could clean this, wipe this stuff down, and blah 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 blah. Cut lemons and shit like that. But not really like showing me. Just telling me, all right, you'll do this, and then that's it.
You had a weird smile on your face when you asked that. Are you trying to lead back to your experience? Is that
Yeah,
why?
dude.
I knew it, dude.
Segueing. Well, because I just started this new job, and my first day I went in with no training or nothing, and I just jumped in there and did it, and it was pretty scary. I was shitting bricks, not gonna lie. You gonna want to hear the story?
Yeah, you got us.
I guess.
Are you intrigued? Are you sitting
dude.
on the edge of your seat right now?
We are
Stay tuned. Just kidding.
on the next episode.
On the next episode. Yeah, so I got this. I started doing this. It's like a side gig because it's not like a full-time job or anything like that. But I am officially a cameraman for.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about something different.
No. I'm officially a cameraman for the El Paso Locomotives, and my first day was yesterday. But I kind of like BS'd my way into it. I got referred by Isai. Shout out Isai. And then when they reached out to me, they asked me if I had any experience. And I didn't say no, and I didn't say yes. I just said, I've been freelancing for about a year now, and I know my way around a camera. Which is true. I know my way around a camera, but like the cameras that they use are way more complicated than the ones that we use. So they're like, all right, cool. They sent me the forms to fill out and stuff, and they told me to show up. So I showed up for the first game yesterday. And for one, it was cold as fuck because the weather here in El Paso, it's been really, really weird. And it was really windy yesterday, and it was really cold. So I get there at 5. I had to be there by 5:30, so I get there like at 5. And I go in, and the employees have like a side entrance. It's like up the Durazno Street.
Mm-hmm.
Going up to that, like you know where there's that alley that cuts between? So there's the entrance, and I walk in, and I don't even know like where to go or anything like that because they just told me to show up and meet in the control room, but I have no idea where it's at. So I walk in, and I tell the security people there, I'm like, I'm here to be a camera guy, but I don't know where to go. They end up calling somebody on the walkie. Nobody responds. I wait there for like 10 minutes, and then eventually one of the guys takes me up to where there was another camera area. And then nobody was there. So he's like, oh, I don't know where to send you. But then at that point, one of the other camera guys is showing up. And he's like, oh, look, this guy's a camera guy. He can take you. So this guy walks me up to the control room, and I get there. And we're up in it's where that West Art Lounge is at, but like one of the far rooms over there, like on the far right side. And we're there, and everybody's showing up. And once everybody, or like the production team gets there, they do like a huddle, and they give you a breakdown of like where you're gonna be at. So they assign like a station, and then they give you a list of like star players that you need to be focusing on throughout the match. And yeah, this guy's breaking it down, and he's saying all this like terminology and saying these things that I really didn't know what the fuck they meant, you know?
Did you know what they meant by the end of that time?
Yeah, and I kind of use like context clues, and then he breaks everything down, and then afterwards he's like, "You have any questions?" And I was gonna say like, "Yeah," but I'm like, "No, I'm good." because I didn't want to seem like I'm fucking a rookie or anything, which I am. So the game starts at 7. We're basically just hanging out back there, and then little by little, everybody starts leaving to their station. And then I don't know where the fuck my station's at. I knew I was camera 3, but that's all I knew. And then one of the guys that was supposed to show me where to go, he left. So I'm just there like, fuck, like it's almost time, and I need to get to my, because I still, at this point, I still don't know how to work the camera. But luckily Eastside was there, and he was doing some other stuff. But I go talk to him and I say, what's up? And then I'm like, hey dude, like I'm shitting bricks. I don't know what the fuck to do. And then he's like, oh, I'll go show you. So we go down to my area. We get to my camera, and everybody's supposed to have a headset. My camera was supposed to have a headset there, but they didn't have one. So Eastside's like, oh shit, like, dude, you need a headset. So like, run back upstairs and grab one, because Eastside had to go to his station too. So he was kind of in a rush. So I run upstairs, and I'm like, hey, I need a headset. And then the guy that's helping me find one, he can't find a headset. And we were there for a bit, and then Eastside eventually came back upstairs, and then he like scrambled, and then he found me a headset. No, actually, we went back downstairs, and we went to like another maintenance room, and then we found a headset there. So he kind of just sets it up real quick and gives me like a quick briefing of like the camera usage. He's all like, just zoom in here, focus this one, and that's it. And then he's like, I gotta go. He ran off to his station. I was like, fuck. So I put on my headset, and then they start announcing everything. And basically you just have to follow. They're doing like Simon Says. They're like calling out things, and you just have to do whatever they're telling you to do through the headset. But I was pretty like nervous like for the first like 10 minutes of being up there, and then eventually you kind of just get the hang of it. And by the second half I was already fine, but I was shitting bricks, dude. But it was cool. It's just cold as fuck. My hands
Did you enjoy doing that?
I did. It was really fun.
So you're gonna do it again and continue doing it?
If they call me back, yeah. Yeah. And I was telling Sal this morning that I woke up sore. Like I'm sore from like my legs and like my wrist from where I was, I guess the way I was standing, and I had to keep like positioning myself. And you're just there for 90 minutes. That's the length of the game. Plus whatever time we stood before. And then after the game ends, we still stand there for a bit. But it was an experience, man. It's cool stuff.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, he was telling me about it, and he's like, "Oh, you should try it." And I was like, "Dude, my attention span, I'd probably be like looking at something that I'm not supposed to, like the stars or something." And they're like, "Get back in the game."
Yeah, dude. When I was telling you at the farmer's market that you have to be able to like take all this input and not like be overwhelmed by it, because not only are they directing you and telling you what to shoot and like what to look for, but they're also calling out what's going on the screens and whenever they're doing commercials and stuff. And this game was televised. So they're producing the whole show, and you're listening to the producers run the whole show, and they're calling out everything, and you have to be listening to like your direction as well. So it's just like a bunch of stuff being thrown at you, and you just have to be ready to perform, you know. But it's very chaotic. But what I was telling you is that I think like playing video games really trained me for this, because when you play competitively, you're making call outs, and you have to think fast, and you have to react to that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of just reacting, and I guess letting your instincts take over. It's cool.
But you didn't have to call anything out. You're just listening the whole time.
Yeah, I'm listening. I can talk because I had a headset, and at the same time, all the camera guys are like, I guess they're so used to it that they can zone everything out and be having banter with each other. Like they're talking to, like, there's like so many conversations going on. There's people making jokes. There's people yelling. Like it's just like chaos, but it's like everybody knows what to listen for, and they just tune everything out. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you'll get there one day.
Yeah, hopefully. But it was fun. I'm excited to do it again, and I would want to try out some of the different positions. Like I got one of the easy spots because I just kind of cover like a zone. But there's guys that are out on the field, and they're the ones that carrying the camera, and they do that. Mine's just like a stationary one on a tripod. And then you have Isai out there. He's like I think he's using like a Sony FX3. He's out there getting like shots on the floor, like floor level, and then he's also got the drone. But since it was so windy, they didn't fly any drone yesterday. But it's pretty cool, man. It's cool shit.
That's cool. Let's see if the Chihuahua's called. See how different that is.
Mm-hmm. And it was a good game. One of the guys scored a chilena.
Did you get that?
I got like the overall shot, but I didn't get like the tight one.
Dang.
Yeah.
I thought you would have been cool if you did get that full shot.
Not that cool, dude.
Damn.
Not that cool. You guys had any jobs where you were like nervous to start, or you felt like you weren't qualified for, or unprepared?
For what I do now?
Every day?
Every day, dude, honestly.
Shit.
It's stressful.
Really?
Well, sometimes now it's a little bit easier than when I first started like training to do what I do now, you know, but still it is, dude. Like working with specific doctors that I don't typically work with, I'm like totally fucking lost.
Are you the type where if you are out of your element, like if you're going into a situation where it's like out of your comfort zone, do you just
I
not do it?
flustered. No, I mean like I do it, but
You still do it?
I'm flustered. My mind is running like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel fucking lost. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know. Like Friday I was on call, finished up with the case. It's with the doctor I typically don't work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know like what supplies or equipment he fucking needs.
Because everybody has their own style of doing stuff, or what?
Yeah, like doctors can do the same procedure but do it different ways, you know. They might use different equipment to do the procedure, you know, but I don't know, it's nerve-wracking working with doctors I'm not familiar with.
Are they assholes? Like, do they yell?
No, I haven't had one that's been like bad, you know. I've had a doctor I'm like, come on, bro, like he'll talk to me like that, like, come on, bro, like fucking, because I'm like fucking holding the camera or just like not gripping or grasping the fucking whatever body part organ correctly or something, you know. It's like, oh, you're not doing it right, like, you know, that's about it. But they're not like yelling at me or anything, you know.
Whenever you're in those situations, do you take it as like constructive criticism?
Oh yeah, for sure, you know, because it's a learning process. I'm learning new things every day, you know. Even if I'm working with the same doctor, like sometimes I'm still learning something new or different, you know. Because I can be in the surgery, there's one where I'm like passing off things, and another one where I'm like helping retract the body part or whatever. So like there's two different sides to it, you know, I guess.
Yeah.
And then like if the doctor's like helpful enough, he'll like kind of like, oh, this is why I'm doing this and so forth. So and tell you what the anatomy of what you're doing and stuff. Which is wild. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and makes the surgery that more like understanding. And makes it simpler too. Like, oh, okay, at this point you're gonna need this instrument to retract this, and you know, and there's little steps that you use one thing and you already know what's gonna happen, like one of two things that's gonna be next. So like you already have those in hand to like pass them off.
What about you, Sal?
So not at the level that you're talking. Like he's, you miss something in your role, like that could change the whole situation, right?
Yeah, realistically, it'll slow down the entire case, you know?
Yeah. I feel like for me, like I'm the boss and everybody always turns to me for the answers. And I was training one of my leaders, Noah, our boy Noah, let him know, like, just, I think a lot of times we complicate things and we try and make, you know, something out of it, but it doesn't need to be that complex. The way I kind of explained it to him is sometimes you guys are probably looking at me and thinking, man, this guy's got all the answers and, you know, he jumps in and solves these problems just like that. And honestly, like sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But the thing that helps is I think logically.
Yeah.
It's like common sense stuff sometimes. But if you think about what you're going to do and how you're going to execute something, and you kind of play with the outcomes and how it can go, I think you can make great decisions. And, for me, I'm moving clothes. I'm, making room in the back for extra supplies or whatever. So it's not maybe like a life or death situation like we're handling or anything like that. But it's still something to which, when I talk to someone and I tell them about, if I'm not here, I expect there to be a decision made and there just to be thought behind it, think logically, figure out how to execute. What's the worst that could happen? Maybe you make the wrong decision, but you learn from it and then you get better.
Is that more because like your employees are like young as fuck, so they don't know or don't grasp the concept of what needs to be done in a way?
I think there's some of that, but also, like I said, they complicate it by thinking it's only something that I can solve. Like, oh, I got to get my boss to approve this, or I got to talk to my boss and figure out what he wants. But it's not necessarily that. It's something that they can solve if they just think through it.
Yeah. I think I learned that from you to like troubleshoot. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's just it's been always a me thing where if I don't know the answer to something, I try to figure it out, and sometimes I don't even figure it out, but like I try to solve it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And I don't know where if I learned that from you.
I think I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. dude.
But there have been some dumbass decisions. Right?
Yeah. And like I said, like I think there is something I remember one time when I was doing like a VM move, and I think I asked you for something, and I'm like,
A
should
VM? What is that?
like visual merchandising?
Oh,
So I used to be the visual merchandiser for Under Armour when I was there, and I don't remember what it was, but you said something along the lines of like, making a move is better than not making a move, or something like that.
Yeah.
So ever since, like, I would, even if it sucked and I knew it wasn't supposed to be there, because everything is supposed to have like a story, or it's got to have like a flow to it. If we were low on a product, I would still put something there rather than it just like being low and not belonging.
yeah, that's common sense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like figure it out
But
later,
even at that point, like it's you thought of it and like just run by it with your manager, just to make sure that it's okay. I would feel.
Yeah.
Like still fucking do it. Like, hey, I came up with this idea. Is it possible that we can do this? And by all means, but
I think there is, though, sometimes like when it is a bad decision, I feel maybe my reaction to it doesn't support what I was telling them. But I think for the most part, it's usually within line with, hey, great job. Maybe we could have done it this way. Trying to get people to see through like my vision. And I always say 4D, like I think in 4D, and everybody else is playing with 3.
Yeah.
So that's something that, we experimented with one time in a meeting with, an abstract image with circles, triangles, and squares, and just trying to communicate how to draw that on a piece of paper with only words. You couldn't talk, you couldn't ask questions back to whoever was telling you. And the way the images came out, and how people interpret direction, like it was great to see and eye-opening, I'm sure, for you guys when you went through that. But I still kind of turn to that, and I know we will say circle squares because we're on the same page, but he's thinking it his way and I'm thinking it my way. He's circle, I'm a square. Like it comes out different.
Yeah. I think what helps us out, that we've known each other for so long, that we kind of understand each other for the most part. There is times where I don't. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about something from like hours ago.
Well, yeah, because it's weird because it's processing in my head and I'm like, he should know what I'm thinking already. But he's sometimes lost. But I feel that way too sometimes, where I'm like, wait, you were just talking about something else and then now you're like, changing subjects in the middle of a conversation.
But I was gonna say, so you were talking about how sometimes people think that you know the answers, but you just solve it. But how does that? Because we were talking about this too. You're an overthinker,
Right.
and why in those situations you don't overthink, but when it comes to other things, you do overthink.
Well, I think it depends on the time, right? Like, how much time do I have to make the decision? So, if we're in the moment and I got to make a call, like just everything processing, think about, what's that Vegas movie? What's it called? Where he's got the little fucking,
Oh, like The Hangover.
where
Yeah.
he's got all those fucking signs coming up.
Yeah.
That's me in the moment. Boom, boom, just fucking everything's processing. And then boom, I spit it out based on how much time I have, right? So that would be at work. But like right now, we're considering buying a car.
Mhm.
And, I told my wife, I was talking to Johnny and I told him, sometimes I overthink things. And he said, yeah, you do. So I started thinking about that. But then as I'm thinking about the car, I'm like, okay, so we're going to get it now. But then when the kids start driving, the insurance is going to go up. And then I'm like, also, what if the world ends or like the zombie apocalypse happens and there's no electricity to charge the car? So, wouldn't it be better to have a gas or a hybrid? And I'm like, okay, maybe I am overthinking this because. And then he's like, well, if the world ends, you got bigger problems.
Yeah,
So
you gotta worry about
I'm like,
toilet paper if the
yeah.
world ends.
Bro.
So yeah, man, like I think it's those pieces. It depends on how much time I have. And for this, buying the car, like I have a whole 2 weeks to think about this shit. And, like I start to think like, man, I probably shouldn't do this.
So
And
you're
then
gonna get a Tesla?
starts going around. Yeah.
Sick.
Cybertruck.
No, not that one, man. I don't know if I could see myself even test driving one of those.
Doesn't the Cybertruck remind you of the Warhog from Halo?
It does, man. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not the Omni, right?
No, there was a version that was the Omni.
Yeah.
What about you, Ro? Are you an overthinker?
Yes and no, but I want to say more no than yes.
Are you able to like come up with solutions on the spot?
Fuck no, it takes me a long time.
Really?
But I just run different scenarios in my head. Like I'm not over exaggerating, but I'm like trying to think realistic.
Yeah.
If anything, but I'm not like fucking thinking the world's gonna end or fucking
Dude.
zombie fucking people are coming and shit. Not to that extent, I'm just like weighing pros and cons of shit
Mm-hmm.
in that sense.
I overthink certain situations, but I feel like I'm very good at making decisions. Like I don't hesitate. I roll with my gut. If I'm wrong, and fuck it, figure it out afterwards. But I don't think like you really overthink.
I do.
Sometimes
I'm-
you just gotta pull the trigger, dude.
Yeah, man. But like I said, if you put me on a deadline,
Yeah.
I got to make a decision.
Like when we edit together, we haven't done it a whole lot, but we had a few edit sessions. And usually when I'm editing, I'm just like making cuts and I'm just kind of going with the flow. Especially like if I get in the zone, then it's just like, dude, I'm like fucking on it. But when I was editing with you that one time, like you started really breaking things down and it got to the point where it was like we're breaking it down so much that we're not even advancing. Like we're still in the one section. But it was a good perspective to have because I don't think of that stuff. Sometimes I just kind of like your thought process is a lot different than
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, I was diving in deep, man.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of cool to have, but it's just different.
Yeah, you gotta kind of keep it contained, right? So I think that's what like this partnership works, because you fucking just like we took pictures one day and you got them out every single photo in what 8 hours.
Yeah, I didn't sleep.
And I'm like, damn, dude, like I thought it would take you a couple days, but he's just like, bam. And so I'm like, hey, slow down, start your process and think about give yourself at least 24 hours before you submit anything, because that gives you a chance to go back and look at it and kind of critique what you initially did and maybe see something that isn't there, and then you kind of go through and you can submit, I think, a better product that way, or a final product, versus having to go back and make the edits after they call them out to you.
Yeah.
So, but I would have probably taken 3 months to fucking edit them, and it would have been too long. So I think, again, like we combine forces and
Yeah.
get a better result.
What we do now is like I'll send you stuff and I'll be like, what do you think of this? And then I get the feedback and then I ignore it and then I just submit it regardless.
He does, man.
No,
Yeah.
I do consider it. Yeah.
Yeah. He sent me a video. I don't know if you ignored my crop situation, but whatever. But I had more to give.
Yeah.
I picked out the ones that I wanted to call, because I was like, I need to make sure like I'm not giving too much and just chopping the whole thing up, and just calling out like the bigger things that, hey, this would make a bigger impact and it's minimal. It's not redoing the whole video. So there's only 2 call outs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting better.
No, but it's good. You need to have that. And I'm all for, I don't get butthurt. I have very thick skin.
Yeah, but then like the first video we edited together, you flipped the whole thing around, and then we went back and flipped it back around again because of how I was doing it. But I think that's always been, how I provide the feedback is I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you insight, and you take and pick and choose what you want to take out of it and to make your product. But you took everything that I said, because almost everything that I told you, you made happen, and then we ended up rewatching it, and then we flipped it back over again, and then like did some other cuts.
Yeah.
So
that was the first the very first Borderland pods,
yeah.
number 1. Yeah, that one we redid. It went through several several versions of it. But it was also because we didn't shoot it the way we were supposed to shoot, the way we've been shooting stuff now.
Yeah.
We kind of just went out there and it was almost improvised to a certain sense. Like we had an idea of how we wanted it to be, but we didn't think past that. We didn't really plan it.
And this was the Death in a Hoodie one?
Yeah.
It was all in the moment, basically. Like we show up knowing we're going to film at the cemetery, and we film at the cemetery. But we had cameras here, cameras there, and then looking back at it, like, wow, we should have had a camera here, we should have had a camera there, we should have done more walking.
We ended up just using one angle because the other angle wasn't even.
You know what? Compared to the other ones, that one was like a docu-series where you got actual background stuff, interviewed them, and then it was different than the next 2.
Yeah, because
you did more background on Death in a Hoodie. Even though like it was a shorter video, like you got everything you needed to do versus the next 2. I mean, you kind of, with Procesando, you kind of just sat there and interviewed them. It was like that one was like a mini pod realistically, because I don't recall seeing anything as far as like their background stuff. I'm like, yeah, you showed the little clips of the little fun that you had with them and stuff, but that was more like a sit down little short interview, and not so much like their setup and how they do shit, you know?
And that one was because it was freaking cold that day.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to get out of there really cold.
And I think also too how their story ties into it, right? They each have their own thing when they get out of it.
Yeah.
Where with Death in a Hoodie, it's the family business, and they run that same thing together. So it's almost like their role outside of the pod isn't necessarily outside of the pod, because it's within.
Yeah.
And it just ties together easier. We would have had to, I would have liked to follow, Alain?
Alain?
I would have liked to follow him in his truck, dude. That would have been,
truck?
Yeah, that would have been cool. And then we had planned to go golfing with Kevin. We didn't get out there though. That would have been fun. for me at least.
A lot of it is just like time limitation, and even though with that one I feel we planned more in advance, it was still a lot to execute because originally it was gonna be one big episode. We made the call to break it down kind of towards the end.
Mhm.
I think in mine I had maybe like a two-parter, like split it into two.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna end
Yeah.
up doing.
But it was just so much content. There was like, there's no way we can just make it like that. We have to do everything separate. It ended up being 4 videos in total.
Mm.
And we wanted to continue to do that with the next series. So we wanted to do like themes, right? Where it's going to be like this next series is going to be about brewing. And we're going to brewing beer, brewing coffee. We're thinking about like another tea or boba shop. And we were going to do that same thing where it was like little mini episodes that led into one big podcast. But when we started filming for Sheepdog, I was like, no, this has to be like its own because there's just so much
Well, yeah,
content
but
here.
then the opportunity came across where it was unexpected, so like
Yeah.
we fucking just did it,
Yeah.
you know, because the opportunity was there, and there's like no point in like waiting to set more things up
Mm-hmm.
just for that. Because I mean, I don't know, that episode itself was great.
Yeah. And there was no way we could have done all of that in just like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
It was too much.
No, and that episode was good shit.
It's pretty good. I'm really, really happy. And we've been getting a lot of like messages and well, I get them because I have the A-Town account, but
I get all
people,
the fucking likes. It's
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, more comments have been coming through than we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Like it was, and
That's
even
cool.
talking to Gus, I saw him on what's today? On Friday. I went to Sheepdog with Chris. We met up there Chris got a new camera. He got a A7 III. It's nice. It's really nice. But we met up there and we walk in and it was cool because we walk in and then like Gus is there and Gus is like, hey, what's up? He's like, well, have you on the TV? And we turn around and they're playing, he's playing A-Town on there.
It was the Megapod, wasn't
It
it?
was a Megapod episode. He just plays on the playlist on repeat.
That was sick.
And I felt like a celebrity because everybody looked at us and then they looked at the TV and then they looked back and then they're like, then I was like, guys, please stop. But it was really cool. Like I've never felt that, you know, like I know people watch and stuff, but it felt cool.
Dude, you know, I finally saw that fucking Blue Beetle movie
Oh yeah?
the other day.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I mean, nothing about it like really stood out for me, but
Mhm.
it's cool seeing the fucking sheepdog be here, you know,
Yeah.
on the fucking thing.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
But yeah, that movie was a little bit confusing to me. It was just like too futuristic, I guess.
Yeah. DC they need to step it up.
But it was cool. I mean, it's not a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because I'm not really into that type of stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But I really only watched it just to see that fucking part of the movie, just to show the fucking beer, you know?
Where you like that meme where he's like,
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, there it is. Yeah.
The Leo meme?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Pretty much like that, dude.
I forgot what we're talking about.
Sorry, I took you guys off topic.
It's okay.
Dude, I don't know, funny story. When you were saying X's and O's and shit, whatever, I remember it clicked in my head when I went to go get my driver license, fucking when I was 18 or something, when you're reading the fucking letters, and it's like, it's O. So I was fucking doing it. I was like, circle. And then continued on with the fucking thing. And then when I was I stopped and just started laughing right there for a little bit. Because who the fuck says circle when it's an O?
Or a 0?
Oh, yeah, that too. You know, but I was like, circle.
You're thinking like PlayStation, like X, square, circle, triangle.
Probably. I don't know. But else,
Yeah. What else did you have in the thing? We're already at an hour. We're at 1 hour and 11.
Depends on how deep you want to go, man, because we were talking about we'll keep it a short one. Snot rockets, man.
fuck, I don't know, dude. That was a simple one, but we went fucking
I don't even know how it started.
What did we start with? Was it Uber Eats?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But it's funny because that entire conversation just like transitioned up until I fucked it up with Blue Beetle.
Yeah. But it's okay.
That's what I do.
It's what you do. You're here to add tempo.
Yeah, I guess. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm here. I just literally show up.
I don't know. Did you just kind of? I never even
Oh.
invited you. You just showed up one day, and then I was like, I guess Raleigh.
It's hard to get rid of me, man.
I'm like, who invited Raleigh? Nah, dude, you're part of the essence now. You come out in the Glias episode too.
Do I?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For what? I wasn't even there.
The
You-
day that we went to the courthouse.
Oh.
Doing illegal activity in the
Oh, yeah,
elevator.
in the elevator.
What the fuck did we do? Nothing.
You'll have to watch it.
I guess so.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, Snot Rockets.
It's not rockets. What are those?
90s term, I think.
Is it? So what is it called now?
Like noogies? Like
Yeah.
that?
No, like where you cover one side of your nose
Oh, yeah.
and you and
Oh,
it
I don't
flies
like-
out.
I don't like doing that. I'd rather taste it in my mouth and then spit it.
Give it a little taste.
No homo.
Dude, I could spit pretty good.
So you're a spitter?
Oddly, you know, just because back in the day, fucking, and I have Louis as a fucking like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Witness?
Yeah, witness, dude. That, like, I spit, dude, and there's like fucking like 5-10 yards. I don't know, like 5-10 yards away, dude. A fucking gallon of milk just sitting outside or whatever, but it with water or whatever. Sitting, I just fucking spit right in the fucking hole, dude.
You made it?
I made it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're like a real life alpaca.
Something, I guess. And also the Big Daddy when he like fucking
No.
Oh.
yeah, I could do that
Yeah.
too sometimes.
Well, the idea came to me because that morning, well, actually, when it's cold,
Yeah.
whether, night or day, but that morning, I needed to blow my nose, but there's no freaking tissue around. So I'm like, fuck, like, what'd I do? So,
Were you outside?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And you did
well,
it?
yeah, of course that's it.
I've never done a snot rocket, and I've been afraid to do it because what if it like lands on your shirt or like
There,
That's why you lean forward, dude. Like I'll do it, dude, but like if it's something like it's just like not coming out, dude. So I'm just like, you know?
yeah, I think there's a level of consistency that you have to have. Like if it's too watery, it's definitely going to end up on your shirt. So it's got to be,
Solid.
it's starting to get there. So, but the ones that, so if you wait too long, right, and it's hard, then you gotta kind of
You
dig
gotta
it
go-
out,
yeah.
We'll say, loosen it up because it's just stuck on there.
Oh yeah, then just like
Yeah.
and then yeah, like
how do you guys feel about poking your nose?
I think if you need to get it out, you got to get it out, man.
So I don't do it in public, but if I'm in the privacy of my room or just like at home, I will. There is something satisfying about getting one of those really dry boogers out.
well, cause it's like a niche.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta fucking get it.
Like
Yeah,
the ones that are
it's
like
there.
stuck in there and then you pull them out, but they're, like the dry ones. There's something really satisfying about that. And then just like launching. And then like you wait to see like if it hits something,
Then you go back to doing whatever the fuck you're
Yeah.
doing. Can't do. You gotta go wash your fucking hands, bro.
I do wash my hands. Or sometimes I just kind of like, No, I never ate my boogers.
I couldn't do that.
My
That's
nephew,
insane, dude.
he went through a phase where he would do it and then he just kind of like straight from like nose to mouth.
Damn.
But and I don't think I ever went through that phase. It was always gross to me.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Your eyes tell a different story.
I'm like, I never
But-
did it, but yeah.
So my dad, he'd always carry a handkerchief with him everywhere we'd go when I was young. And, if we had something in there, boom, handkerchief would pop out. And I think even to this day, he still carries a handkerchief, man.
That's a very like old school thing to do.
Well, yeah.
You know, people nowadays don't.
But
do
I
that.
think that he's the one where I kind of learned snot rockets from because that's how most of it would start. I guess, to clear out, so you're not just carrying a wad of mucus. You clear out and then just wipe off the residue, I guess. So
Use the same handkerchief to wipe your forehead and then
Yeah, you just fold it different.
yeah, with the other side.
For me, dude, it's just like and spitting it out. Not so much of like.
yeah, I can do both.
Do you
But
guys snore?
I say I do, but I don't hear it.
Same.
I snore a lot now, dude. And then, like I tend to wake up really congested in the mornings. And in the morning is when I have like a lot of mucus and I usually have to like
You should get your lungs checked out, bro.
I should.
You should, because I feel like you get sick a lot from like bronchitis and shit.
Yeah, man, you're always coughing.
I think
Always
it's
hacking up something.
I don't know. I think it has to do with like my sinus.
I'll refer you to a doctor.
You should. Once I get health insurance again, I'll.
You know what would really get me though is like, was it November? I think all the way through midway December, I didn't shave, and I felt like the hairs would get in my mouth all the time, man. So I don't know if you get that shit. Maybe that's what's. There it is. Boom.
I think it's also like the weather. I think I probably have allergies because it's been so dusty and stuff. Like
Do you take allergy medicine?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Maybe
Have you
should
tried?
try
I've tried before.
at least one a day for a while.
One a day, what?
Fucking
allergy.
allergy pill, dude.
I just wanted
And
to,
vitamins.
Was that a
I
joke?
just wanted to be funny.
It was, man.
No.
But anyways, yeah, if you do that, take allergy medications and like change, like after a while, like change up, go to a different allergy medication, because then your body's gonna get used to that medication. It's not gonna work anymore.
You just gotta mix it up.
Yeah, but like stay on the one medication for the next amount of time, and then stop, and then like probably try a different one, because then your body's gonna get immune to it, and that's not gonna fucking work anymore.
I started maybe about 2 weeks ago. I took a pill, Zyrtex, and that
Took
shit.
a pill in the bees.
Yeah, dude, that shit fucking helped, man. I felt like my eyes were really itchy,
Yeah.
and I don't feel that anymore. And then puffy too. Felt like when I'd wake up for sure, like fuck, dude. Felt like I was freaking hungover, but I wasn't. But it helped. Try it.
Yeah, one of the times that I went to the doctor, I thought I was sick. I thought like I had a cold because I had like itchy throat and stuff. And he said it was hay fever. They're just like allergies. He's like, yeah, just get like Claritin or something. I don't know what he referred me to. But yeah, it could be. We're in a very dry desert area. My skin gets really dry too. I have really sensitive skin.
I don't know. I've never like put on lotion.
No, I have to,
Mhm.
dude. Especially my hands, and if not, they get cut up really bad.
You know when my hands get dry is when we bring in all the boxes from shipment.
Yeah.
That sometimes like I can feel it like when you close your knuckles,
Mhm.
freaking burns.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For me, I feel like my hands just dry up from fucking using fucking sanitizer and
or that's
the
yeah.
the sterile solution that we use to fucking
Lube?
scrub. Yeah, to scrub in and shit.
Maybe that's your problem. The lube
The
dries
lube.
you up.
Yeah, it's too much lube.
Take it easy, man.
I gotta take it easy.
I saw like what do you call it? An advertisement for hymns. You seen that?
Which one?
You got ED,
Dude.
dog?
No, man. They pop up. I think it's because
Hair loss.
age.
Mm,
But yeah, man, they have a hymns for everything.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not just like ED stuff. They do like hair
Yeah.
treatment and yeah. But in his case, it's in his case it's ED. Yeah, he's getting it because the ED.
Yeah, man. I got it.
They got our hers too.
Is that what
That's-
you're getting? You're getting hers ads.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What if you don't identify as a hims or a hers?
I identify as Raleigh.
Do they have a theys?
No, just as Raleigh. That's
Raleigh?
Raleigh enough.
A thems?
There's too much stuff right
Watch, we're gonna start getting those ads because the fucking phones are listening.
now. I know. Huh? Well, I already get them. So you guys will start getting them.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that, dude. Like or if I Google something, I start getting ads. The other day I jumped on Canva on my computer, and then I started getting ads for Canva.
Okay.
So
I
fucking
think
weird.
the one thing that I'm probably more self-conscious of is hair. Like in losing hair. And I'm like, damn, maybe they're getting me with that advertisement and
Yeah.
making me want to try it to see if my hair grows back.
But you have a good set of hair though.
It's receding, man. It's
You're
starting to go
receding, but
back,
you're
dude.
not thinning. Like I thinned out really bad,
Yeah.
like this last year.
No, you didn't. Look at you.
No, he did.
I'm still fat. Nah,
Boom.
but I'm not. You know what? I'm not self-conscious about it. I was just like, fuck it, gonna roll with it.
You're just gonna let yourself go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fat.
I think last year was probably I've gained a lot of weight within the last year, dude. Feel like my stomach is like a cake now, where it's got layers. It's got another layer on top. I'm like, damn, dude, I didn't know that happened. So, but fuck it, getting
Is it
old,
like comfort fat or like stress fat? You feel,
man.
or a little bit of both?
No, I think honestly, if I was stressed, I'd lose weight. So I think that's what's like. I don't feel as stressed as I have in the past, and so it's just comfort. Like,
So when you stress out, you lose weight? Is that what you
yeah,
said?
yeah. I think I lose my appetite and I just don't eat.
Do you stress eat, Raleigh?
I don't think so.
Do you feel stress at all? You don't strike me as someone that shows that they're stressed out. You're always very like chill.
Well, I ball it all up, man, because that's what guys do.
You're a real man, Raleigh.
And that was actually on one of my topics about people just basically being walking time bombs. Like everybody's got a fuse or a timer that's counting down until they blow up.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened.
So
Not proud of like the situations where I've like blown up or anything, but I mean, just everything between like mild seasonal depression and stress itself. Like
well,
I really don't talk that much about my personal shit or problems with my friends and stuff. And then like, luckily, I'm pretty calm about it. But I mean, there's time and places for that.
yeah. I've found myself like maybe sometimes with my kids, like I might take it out on them or even somebody at work. And like I always try and go back and have a conversation and like, hey, you know what? I was wrong. Like I shouldn't have reacted that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't had one where it's like a meltdown where you would get recorded and fucking go viral. And I think that's something that we see more often now because people are treating those types of issues like they just bottle it up and then eventually like it blows up into something public. And unfortunately, people are they're more about exploiting it, getting attention for it than trying to help the person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this guy's having a meltdown. Let me fucking record it.
Send it to FitFam.
And in some cases I've seen where people have committed suicide because they became viral for something that, they got recorded and it was unfortunate that.
But then there's the people that
had it.
fucking record themselves too doing that shit
That's true.
just to fucking possibly go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about people posting their drama on social media? Or sometimes they don't do it deliberately, but they leave like it's kind of like subtle, but it's like we know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
I personally don't like it. But then there's also people that just post pendejadas just for the fuck of it,
Yeah.
Post everything and anything they fucking, oh, yeah, this is funny. Kind of relatable. Oh, I'm going to throw shade at somebody else.
I went
In a
away
way.
from social media a while back, and maybe this is, you know, a result of me gaining weight in that I kind of went back with Instagram because I started posting for the business and then started, you know, with what we're doing. And so I've been on there more. And so instead of, you know, being out in the garage working on shit, I'm on the fucking bed scrolling through, sending you shit. And I'm like, damn, dude, I just wasted an hour. I could have been fucking, you know, working on some shit out there, you know?
I have a fucking timer for my fucking social media use, man.
Really?
I think I just got to cut it. Again,
Not
man.
not like I use it a lot, but like it's already like I think I have it set to like maybe like 30 minutes
Per day?
per day. And that's just because if anything, like I'm on it for like, all right, fucking go take a shit. Maybe if I take my phone with me, just like scroll real quick, all right, I'm done. Fucking because that shit's boring. Maybe I'll find like a thing or two useful that's fucking funny that I'll send to the group chat or something, or these guys or whatever. Other than that, I'm just like, yeah, cool. Like that shit's fucking boring.
There's some pretty funny videos on there though.
I mean, there is, you know, I like that's
Once the algorithm gets you, like they get
and that's
you.
kind of like a
Yeah.
stress reliever to an extent, just to get your seeing funny shit, just to get your mind off whatever the fuck like is stressing you out, or like just to stop thinking for a little bit, and like just to unwind.
So we were talking about being able to see what people like.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that was the case. But again, like I told you, look at mine. Like I don't have anything to hide on there
It's
because
a bunch of like guys in like underwear just jumping on a trampoline.
there you go, man. It's everything that'll come out on my feed is right now camera related, and every now and then I get like a golf video. I wish there was more golf. Hope it's listening. Wish there was more golf in my Instagram. But
It's gonna be like the guys staying like in their underwear.
on trampolines. Oh man. But yeah, it's the people that I follow don't really post much, and I don't really follow a whole lot of people. I mainly follow like the content that I'm looking for. And right now it's a lot of trying to get ideas for what we can do and how we can work a camera, how we can work the lighting, how we can work poses, cuz you know, we've been doing some portraits.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like personal shit, I don't really see a lot. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the good. I don't want to see the bad, because I think as much as I don't want to see the bad because people are like, you know, fishing for whatever, I think the good is also harmful because it portrays the way that I think we think life should be perfect. And when you just see good, then you start to think, well, why isn't my life that good? And so, yeah, I don't like to touch that part.
Well, that's why I'd just rather fucking find funny shit.
Yeah.
Today I saw, and I think the algorithms like noticed that I watched this video. So I saw this video of a guy in a motorcycle who got hit. He got hit and he fucking tumbled, and he's got like a GoPro on him. And you could see his leg all busted and stuff. And I was like, oh, but then I saw it again. And then like I scrolled through a couple videos, and then the next one, it was like in Japan or China or somewhere. It's some Asian country. Some guy gets run over by a car. He's like in a moped. He gets hit, but then the car completely runs him over. But then he gets up like nothing. I was like, oh shit.
I got one where this lady was, well, it was a group of people having dinner, but their table was next to the curb. And there's two ladies sitting close to the curb, and a bike zooms by and grazes the lady on the right, but takes out the lady on the left. I don't know if she died or not. I imagine she did. But he was freaking zooming by and then just takes her out, dude. Like, holy shit. I'm not going to sit on any tables on the curb. Lesson learned.
There was like a couple weeks ago, and I guess it was a known thing that Instagram and Facebook were showing a lot of fight videos. Did you guys see that?
No.
And people started like noticing it. Like everybody's feed, like there was more fight videos than usual.
Like
Are you
UFC?
talking, UFC? Or are
No,
you
no,
talking
like street
That's
fights.
that's
Or,
my feet. I
yeah.
see a decent amount of the like those backyard type fucking fights.
yeah. Well, this was just like people fighting for random reason or stuff like that. But for some reason that day, there was a higher level of those videos circling around. And I was thinking, like, are they trying to get people to like fight more? Or trying to program, to get people like worked up to like what was going on?
Mhm.
But I saw this one of it was like some kids in high school, and this girl. It's a guy and a girl, right? And the guy's like taller than her because guys are usually taller, and he's holding her back, and she's going off trying to like hit him with stuff, and he's kind of just holding her back, and they're kind of doing that for a while, and eventually this guy gets tired and he grabs her, and slams her head on the desk, and knocks her out. And then everybody in the comments are like, "Oh shit! Like, why, like, where's the teacher and what's going on?" And then there were some people saying like, "Well, what did she do to him? I want to see like the first
Yeah.
minutes leading up."
That was my thought because I did see that one and I was like, well, it's only the action part. Like you don't see everything leading up to it. So I can't form an opinion on it. I don't know.
And eventually, one of the comments was somebody from that school, and
Supposedly.
supposedly, yeah, you never know. And they were saying that they both ended up getting charged because I guess she was like,
And these were high school students?
yeah.
The fuck?
But he fucking knocked her
Yeah.
out cold.
Basically just slammed her head like on the desk and that just put her out.
Did I send you the one about the guy trying to break beer bottles on his head?
No.
I'll send it to you.
I can't wait.
The one that said, you said it how many times I could try it?
Yeah. It's just like, bink.
I just saw the first 10 seconds.
And then he's all like, bink.
Enough for that, and I was like,
He
didn't
break, dude. Yeah.
fuck that, dude. Have you ever tried smashing a can on your head?
Yeah. But just like not from like the hard part, from like the side part.
Like this?
Yeah.
Not like this?
Yeah. No, that seems too painful.
Yeah.
You
done
tried it?
Yeah.
Do it right now.
No, fuck. No.
Do it for our viewers.
Did the can crush?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it's looking hard, man.
All right, guys. Well, any final words before we wrap up this episode?
I think I'm good, man.
Good. You got it all out.
I got it all out. I'm glad you gave me an opportunity to present some of my questions on the show.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Leave a comment. Subscribe. Raleigh, anything before we go?
Nah.
Here, let me get you a.
How about now? Still no. Oh yeah. Alright guys. Well, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers, subscribers this year. You're at 740 something. Yeah. We're almost there. We're almost there. Fuck, I'll say we're close to 500 on the TikTok. Oh yeah, follow us on TikTok. I wish my voice was Steve all the time. Oh yeah. Alright, peace out. We're out of here. Thanks guys.